Men are known to be very straightforward compared to women. They are the ones who would usually say what's on their mind. They usually don't take time picking out the food they want to eat, and usually view things as they see it, without having to think about the emotional connections. Despite having these as common understanding about men, there are also some aspects which make them mysterious as well. Welcome to Cleverside. As straightforward as men usually are, it's not a far-off notion that they can be misunderstood as well. Keep on watching until the end of this video to find out more about the inner workings of a man's mind. Truth of the matter is, men can be guilty of giving off different vibes and sending mixed signals to the opposite sex. This is all because of society's traditional perception of masculinity. In reality, men can get really confusing in their own way, but there's a method to knowing what goes on in their heads. Ladies, take note. Here are some pointers on what a woman doesn't know about a man. Compliments have the same effect. Praise is not a spoken requirement for men, or so you thought. Matter of fact, everyone loves to hear compliments about themselves, and this does not exclude men. Believe it or not, men also go through a phase of self-doubt, and this means they're also prone to having overwhelming negative thoughts about themselves. Remember, compliments are universal, whether it is delivered with a lingering stare or vocally. Let them know how good they look in the shirt they're wearing. Did they look smart in their new vest? Was there a certain gesture they've made that interested you in particular? The more personal, the better. Brutal honesty with good intentions. There are times when men sugarcoat their words, but more often than usual, they find themselves saying things as they are and losing tact in the process. Tact is rarely innate for men, but being caring is. It's just their own way of making sure their message is delivered properly. Take it as their own version of constructive criticism. Their directness is pointed out because their concern for you is immediate. Shopping can be a two-way street. There's a common misconception that men don't like it when women bring them while shopping. Well, there's a secret to changing that reality. Men can actually find shopping to be a worthwhile activity with their significant others. This is if they're actively involved in it and if they're given a purpose. Don't just bring them and make them feel like their opinions are invalid. Men are objective, so they can be really helpful in searching for the outfit that could suit you. Planning on adding something to your wardrobe with something gray and casual? Ask them to pick out something that they think could be good for you. The need to rescue the damsel in distress. In today's world, it's very rare for a man to meet a damsel in distress in the streets, so the notion of rescue is not as common as it used to be. Nowadays, it's more common to find a self-assured woman at work or in a club. With this reality, men are now drawn to women with brimming confidence about themselves. There's definitely something attractive about a woman who knows her stuff, but every once in a while, they'd like to be able to rescue their woman too, even though they're very much capable of handling themselves. Men take this as a way of assuring their masculinity, and by way of expressing the blood of a knight in shining armor coursing through their veins. In this way, chivalry isn't really dead. Are you starting to see men in a different light? Keep on watching until the very end, as we're only halfway there. If you're enjoying what you've seen so far, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Personification of simplicity. Men are known to take things as they are, and they truly appreciate it when information is presented this way. They're not really a fan of getting stuck, going back and forth, taking detours and going for U-turns. Truthfully, they prefer shortcuts. The way a man's mind works is they're very technical, binary even. That said, it would really grind their gears if they don't see a standard pattern in what they're seeing or experiencing. Getting confused is something they're truly not a fan of, and their tolerance for it depends on what's at stake. If women go out of their way to be extra, men prefer to take things simple and linear. Feminine inputs are always welcome, as long as there's function. Even though men prefer to implement the rough and minimalistic styles, when it comes to aesthetics, it can actually compromise. When living with them in one space, not all of them strictly implement only what they want. They're actually open to having feminine finishing touches in their homes. Not all of them are well acquainted with the effect that having a scented candle in the bathroom would make bath time more relaxing. Not all of them would be aware how a few plants here and there could literally bring life to a place. Not all of them are familiar with the concept that there are different kinds of bed sheets and how it can contribute to a good sleep. Truthfully, men are open to all kinds of ideas, even feminine ones, as long as there's a proper function in place. Being accepting of the concept of submission. Venturing into the part involving intimacy. Men actually look forward to the day when women would dictate how they can be pleased. For a man to have a woman who knows what makes things tick in bed is a constant fantasy. Women have started being more embracing of their sensuality these days, but not all of them are able to arrive to the point where they can take command. Men know when to oblige and submit too. Unleash the fantasies and let them know if they're doing things right. Why do things have to be faked when the mechanics can be worked out? These are a few of the many things that women do not completely know about men. There are more things that can be brought to light, but these have to be the most straightforward ones that men would like women to know about. Mutual understanding should truly be a thing of the present, and stereotyping should be a behavior that needs to be set aside and left to the past. If you found this video interesting, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. You're going to misunderstand a lot of men. Just kidding. Let us know your thoughts about this video.